So, a very good morning to all of you children. In today's class, we are going to learn about adverbs. So, today's topic, we are going to discuss about adverbs. Before we move on to the topic, let us have a recap on the previous topic, which we have already studied. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Iron, come on, tell me, what is an adjective is?
Adjective is a naming word.
What is an adjective?
Action
Yes.
word.
What is it?
Action word.
Sorry. Alvina, come on. What is an adjective?
Adjectives are describing words.
Very good, Alvina. So, adjectives are describing words. So, we have finished with adjectives, noun, and verb in detail. Now, we are moving on to the next part, that is the adverb. So, before we move on to the adverbs, I wanted all of you to be thorough with all these topics. Okay. So, adjectives are nothing but describing words. What does it describe? Who can give me the answer? What does it describe? Anai, come on. What does it describe?
A noun.
Very good, Anai. Adjective describes a noun. We have already studied. We have learned adjective in the previous session. We have learned MCQ. We had an examination for the MCQ even. So I hope you are thorough with adjectives. We learned about the different kinds of adjectives even. Adjectives of quality, adjectives of quantity. So don't you remember all these children? Yes? Yes. Now adjectives are, just we'll have a recap on it. Adjectives are describing words. It describes a noun. We've learned about adjectives. We can identify words that tell us about the quality, number, color, size, and shape are all adjectives. Didn't we discuss about it? Didn't we discuss? Words that describe about the quality, size, shape, number, colors are all adjectives. So adjectives are describing words. It describes a noun. Okay, now let's move on to noun. What is a noun then? Who can give me the answer? Please do raise your hands.
Name.
Yes, Advait. Come on. Advait. Where is Advait? Advait? Advait is not there? Yes, Advait, unmute it. Unmute it. Yes, come on, tell me what is a noun?
Noun are action words and
Sorry. What is a noun? Who can give me the answer? Andrea, come on.
Noun is action.
Yes, Andrea, come on. Naming words. Nouns are naming words. It names a person, place, animal, or thing. Okay, I'm going to mute you all, but still I don't know from where the sound is coming from. Okay, so nouns are naming words. It names a person, a place, an animal, or a thing. Now let's move on to. So I hope the nouns are very clear to you. We have been learning nouns from the grade 1 onwards. Isn't it, children? So nouns are naming words, names of person, place, animal, or thing. Now let's move on to the verb. Who can give me the answer for the verb? What is a verb? I'm waiting for your response. Please do raise your hands. Anna Rose, come on.
Verb is an action word.
Very good, Anna. Verb is an action word or doing word. We can do the things. Okay, so the things that we can do. We brush is a verb. Eat is a verb. Clean is a verb. Write is a verb. Play. So the things that we can do are called as verb. So verbs are also called as action words or doing words. Okay, so I hope it's clear to all of you. Okay, so adjectives are describing words. Nouns are naming words. And verbs are action words or doing words. Now, let's move on to today's topic. What is today's topic is? Add. So, the word itself tells us we are adding something to the verb. Okay, we are adding something to the verb. Adverb tells us something more about the verb. Isn't that so, children? Okay, adverb. Adverb means what? We are adding something to the verb. That means we are modifying the verb or it describes the verb. That is called as an adverb. Okay, so let's move on to the topic, children. Okay, get started. All of you, please be ready with your workbook. I don't want anyone. Please be ready with your workbook. That is page number 16. No, sorry, worksheet 16 and page number 27. So I hope all of you are ready with it. Take your pencils in your hand. Those who don't have your book, please be ready with your rough book. Okay, children? So we are in the topic. So here it is. So today we are going to discuss about the worksheet 16, adverb and its kind. So let's move on to it. So let's have a recap on the topic. We have already learned about adjectives, nouns, and verb. Here are some of the verbs. Sorry, here are some of the words. Yellow, fat, thin, good. These are all describing words. As I've already told you, words that tell us about the color, size, shape, number are all adjectives. So yellow, fat, thin, good are all adjectives. As we know, nouns are naming words, names of person, place, animal, or thing. Clear? I want all of you to look at the screen. I wanted all of you to look at the screen. I don't want anyone to write the notes. Okay, so adjectives we know. Adjectives are describing words. Nouns are naming words. It names a person, a place, an animal, or a thing. And verbs are doing words, the things that we do. That is make, go, brush, and write. All the things that we do. We make something, okay? We go, brush, write, all these are doing words that are things that we do it. So these are about the recapping section. Now let's move on to today's topic, that is adverb. What is an adverb? As I've already told you, adverb means we're adding something to the verb. So it tells us more about the verb. It modifies the verb. It is an adverb. So an adverb is a word that tells something more about a verb. Clear? I wanted all of you to repeat after me. An adverb is a word that tells something more about a verb. It's very easy to learn, children. Adverb. Something we are telling more about the verb, or modifies or describes a verb. In simple English, we can say an adverb describes a verb. Clear? An adverb describes a verb. Okay, so here's the definition for you. An adverb is a word that tells something more about a verb. Okay, clear? So an adverb describes a verb. Yes, Amaya? So an adverb is a word that tells something more about a verb. Now let's move on to a few examples. You can see this. All of you look at the slide. You can see a girl dancing. The name of the girl is Thea. So Thea danced beautifully. So beautifully is the adverb in the sentence. Beautifully describes the verb danced. Is that clear? Okay, so beautifully is adjective here. As I've already told you, adverbs describes a verb. So beautifully, it describes the verb dance. Now ask a question. How did Thea dance? She danced beautifully. So beautifully is the adverb here. It describes the verb danced. Okay, it describes the verb dance. Clear to all of you? Now let's move on to the next example. That is, I ate my dinner quickly. How did he eat his dinner? Quickly. So quickly is the adverb in the sentence. It describes the verb ate. Now ask a question. How did the boy eat? He ate his dinner quickly. So quickly is the adverb in the sentence. Clear to all? So I hope adverb is very clear to all of you. So adverbs are nothing but the words that describe a verb. It tells something more about the verb. So here we have seen two examples. I ate my dinner quickly. So quickly describes the action word ate. Okay, so quickly describes the action word ate. So all of you please do have a look at it. Quickly describes the action word ate. Okay, so quickly is the adverb in the sentence. So I hope adverbs are very clear. Now let's move on to the different kinds of adverbs. Okay, so in today we are going to discuss about the first kind of adverb, that is adverb of manner. But uh, there are different kinds of adverbs, children. There are nearly 5 different kinds of adverbs. That is adverb of manner, tells us how the actions has taken place. Adverb of time, when the action has taken place. Adverb of place, where the action has taken place. Adverb of degree, to what extent, and interrogative adverb. So these are the 5 different kinds of adverbs. But in today's class, we'll be discussing about the first kind of adverb, that is adverb of manner. It tells us how an action has taken place. Is that clear to all of you? So there are 5 different kinds of adverbs are mentioned in your workbook. But in today's class, we'll be discussing about the first kind of adverb, that is adverb of manner. It tells us how an action has taken place. Okay? So in forthcoming session, we'll be talking about the other different kinds of adverbs. Okay, children? So let's move on to it. So the first adverb is adverb of manner. All of you please do listen. Adverb of manner is adverbs that tells us how the action is done are known as adverb of manner. Okay, so it tells us how the action has taken place. The king replied angrily. How did the king reply? He replied angrily. So angrily is the adverb of manner here. Here it tells us how the action took place. Okay, children. So the adverb that tells us how the action is done are known as adverb of manner. I hope it's clear. So adverb of manner, it tells us what, children? How the action has taken place. So the first kind of adverb we are going to discuss in today's class is adverb of manner. Adverb of manner tells us how the action is done are known as adverb of manner. Okay, it tells us how the action occurs. How the action occurs. Now let's move on to a few examples. All of you please do have a look at it. The little girl sang sweetly. So sweetly is the adverb of manner here. It describes the verb sang. Now ask a question. How did the girl sing? The girl sang sweetly. So here in this question, it tells us how the action occurs, how the girl sing. She sang sweetly. Okay, so sweetly is the adverb of manner here. Clear? Now we'll move on to the next example. He ran quickly. So quickly is the adverb of manner here. Okay, it describes the verb ran. Ask a question. How did he run? He ran quickly. So here too, it answers the question or tells us how the action has occurred or how did he run? He ran quickly. Clear to all of you? The girls laughed loudly. Here also, loudly is the adverb of manner here, and it describes the verb laughed. Ask a question. How did the girls laugh? The girls laughed loudly. So, how did the girls laugh? So, girls laugh loudly. Loudly is the adverb in the sentence, and it answers the question or it tells us how the action has taken place or occurs here. Okay, now let's move on to the fourth example. All of you please have a look at it. He hit the ball hard. So here, there's no ly here. All the other three sentences, the words ended with ly, but here the adverb of manner is hard. Ask a question. How did the boy hit the ball? How did he hit the ball, children? How did he hit the ball? He hit the ball hard. Hard means what? Very hard. Okay. Now ISL is going on, so you'll be watching football. So you know how are the players running. Okay. So he hit the ball hard. Okay, so he hit the ball hard. So hard is the adverb of manner here. It tells us how the action has taken place. Here it describes the verb hit. Is that clear to all of you? I hope it's clear. Now, have all of you understood what is the adverb of manner is? Adverb of manner, nothing, children. It answers a question or tells us how the action occurs. How? What question you have to ask? What the question you have to ask? How? How? Okay, so adverb of manner tells us how the action occurs. When you get a question, just ask a question, how the action occurs. If you get the answer, that is the adverb of manner. Okay, now I'll give the explanation part of it. So we have seen a few examples. Now let us move on to, as we have already seen. So adverb of manner tells us how the action occurs. Okay, how? All of you please have a look at it, children. How the action occurs. Okay, how the action occurs. An adverb of manner mostly end with ly. Mostly end with ly. But there are very few that doesn't end with ly are hard, well, fast. Clear to all? What we have studied about adverb of manner, children? Adverb of manner tells us how the action occurs. And most of the adverb of manner ends with, come on, tell me, ends with ly. But not all the words doesn't end with ly. There are certain words which doesn't end with ly are hard, well, fast. Come on, tell me. Only there are three words. Hard, well, fast. Okay? Hard, well, fast. Clear to all of you? So, most of the adverb of manner ends with ly. But there are certain words which doesn't end with lyr, but there are also adverb of manner. Those words are hard, well, fast. Clear to all of you? Clear to all of you? Yes, is it clear to all? Clear? Adverb of manner answers the question. How? How the action occurs. Most of the adverb of manner ends with ly. But there are certain words which doesn't end with ly are hard, well, fast. I hope it's clear. Now, let's move on to the exercise part of it. All of you please do open page number 28, 29. Okay, are you all ready? Okay, so here what we are supposed to do is, you have to pick out the adverb of manner in the following sentences and you have to name the verb with which each is used. Okay, so I'll be calling out your names. I hope all of you are ready with it. We'll start with Siddharth. Siddharth, come on. Siddharth, can you unmute it? I'm not able to. Yes, come on, see it, whether you're able to unmute it.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, read the first question.
The scars.
The sixth. The sixth. Fought.
Fought.
Bravely.
Bravely.
Okay. So pick out the adverb of manner in the sentence.
Bravely.
Yes, bravely is the adverb of manner here and it describes the verb. Siddharth. And it describes the verb.
Bravely.
The 6 fought bravely. Bravely is the adverb of manner here, and it describes the verb fought. Yes.
Fought.
Fought. Okay, fought. F-O-U-G-H-T is fought. So here it is. Bravely is the adverb of manner here. Adverb of manner. Okay, and fought is the verb here. Is that clear to all of you? So I wanted all of you to circle the adverb of manner and underline the verb. Clear? Do it with your pencil. So here, ask a question. How did the 6 fight? They fought bravely. So we have got the answer. So adverb of manner tells us how the action occurs. So it describes the verb fought. Got it? So I've told you a clue even. Most of the adverb of manner is very easy to find out, children. Most of the adverb of manner ends with ly. You can see here, most of the words ends with ly here. So it's very easy to identify the adverb of manner here. And I've told you the other words too, which doesn't end with ly are hard, well, and fast. So you look for those words even if doesn't end with ly. Now we'll move on to the next question. Anaisia Jaikumar, come on, read the next question.
Ma'am.
Anai, come on, read the second question.
The boy walking fast.
Was walking fast. Okay, now pick out the adverb of manner there.
Fast.
Fast, very good. I told you hard, well, fast. So fast is the adverb of manner there. Then it describes the verb was and describes the verb here walking. Okay, and describes the verb walking. Okay, walking. Clear to all? Now I'll move on to Naila.
Yes, ma'am.
Naila, read the next question.
They were talking loudly.
Yes, now.
Loudly.
Loudly is the adverb here. Very good. Then it describes the verb
Talking.
talking. Okay, so talking. It describes the verb talking. Now let's move on to the next one. Muhammad Ayan, come on, Muhammad Ayan. Read the next question. See, your children, the fourth question is not written here. So please read the fourth question from your textbook. You should not write shabbily. You should not write shabbily. That is the fourth question. Shabbily. Okay. So read the fourth question. Yes. You should not write. Come on, read the question. Fourth question, you should not write.
Only.
You should not write shabbily. S-H-A-B-B-I-L-Y, shabbily. Shabbily means if you don't write it neatly, if you write, so when we write, we have to write it very neatly. Okay, the opposite of neatly is shabby. Okay, so you should not write shabbily. Shabbily is the adverb of manner here, and it describes the verb right. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. Agna, come on, Agna, read the next question. She writes
well.
Yes, she writes well. Now pick out the adverb of manner in that sentence.
Well.
Well, very good. Well is the adverb of manner, and it describes the verb
Writes.
Writes, very good. So please do underline the verb. Okay. I wanted all of you to please turn on your videos. Okay. I wanted to see. Only then I can call you. Lazel, come on.
Yes.
Lazel, come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, read the question.
He could not speak clearly.
Yes, he could not speak clearly. Now pick out the adverb of manner.
Clearly.
Very good. Clearly is the adverb of manner there. And it describes the verb. What verb does it describe? Tell me the verb. What is the verb in that sentence?
Speak.
Yes, speak is the verb there. So please do underline it. Okay, children. Now, Adinath, see Tarun. Come on. Adinath, come on. Unmute it, please. And read the next question. Adinath, come on. The next question, which is there in your book. That is the 6th question, but there is a number errors are there. But still, he loved her. Yes, Adinath? Yes, he loved her.
Truly.
Truly. Now pick out the adverb of manner in that sentence. Truly. And it describes the verb. Loud. Clear. Very good.
Truly.
Loud. Okay, children. I want, yes. Now, Shravan Shiva, come on. We'll do it fast, Shravan. Can you unmute it? Unmute it, please. Shravan, unmute it. And read the next question. He spoke. He spoke. Come on, please. Read the question.
Yes,
It's already
ma'am.
time up. He spoke. Shravan, have you unmuted it? Yes, Shravan. Yes. Yes, Amaya, come on, Amaya. Do it fast. Do the next question, Amaya. 7th question. He spoke.
He spoke quietly.
Quietly. So which is the adverb of manner there?
Quietly.
Quietly. Yes, very good. Quietly is the adverb of manner there. It describes the verb. Describes the verb. Very good. Okay. Adhika, come on. We'll do the last sentence, which is there. Adhika, come on fast. Come on. Adhika, read the last question.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
dog. Yes. The dog.
The dog barked loudly.
Yes, the dog barked loudly, which is the adverb of manner there.
Loudly.
Loudly, very good. Now it describes the verb. Describes the verb.
Bark.
Barked, very good. Okay, now we have come to the end of today's session, children. I hope it's clear to all of you. Okay. So,
Okay, ma'am.
you to complete the exercise which is there on page number 28 and 29. Okay, the notes will be sent to you. So it's time for us to wind up today's session, children. So, right.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.